Hey guys, welcome back to Diva Reacts. So today I am jumping back into the world of musical theatre and I am reacting to the Hamilton performance should I say, from the 70th Annual Tony Awards. So this was a couple of years ago now. Now I am very lucky to say that I have actually seen Hamilton live on the West End. It was absolutely phenomenal, really gripping. And even though you don't learn really anything about the founding of America when you go through your education here in the UK, it was quite easy to grasp, even if you didn't know sort of the players going into it. But yeah, really enjoyable concert performance show, which I really highly recommend going to see when theatre hopefully gets back up and running. But if you don't have the capabilities of going to see it on Broadway or the West End, then do go and watch the performance on Disney Plus with the original Broadway cast. It is very well done and very well filmed. But I am going to jump in and watch this performance. So let's go ahead and play.
Good evening.
Oh, the Obamas.
7 years ago, a young man came to a poetry jam that Michelle and I held at the White House.
Go and watch that performance. It's really unusual to go and watch that performance now with the success of the show, because I don't think, for as much as everybody was impressed by that initial performance, I don't think anybody saw the success
but who's laughing now?
Did coming.
7 years later, Hamilton has become not only a
7 years, that's not a long
our kids can't get
period for some shows,
fierce, youthful energy.
because it does take a long time to get a show off the ground.
And hip-hop, its urgent soundtrack.
It's a musical about the miracle that is America, a place of citizenship where we debate ideas with passion and conviction.
A place of
That's quite to say something when you've got fans in the president at the time.
A place of opportunity where no matter how humble our origins, we can make it if we try.
That's the story of America, an experiment that is not yet finished, a project that belongs to all of us.
America is what we, the people, make of it. As long as we stay just like our country, young, scrappy, and hungry.
For those that don't know, they are lyrics from one of the songs.
See it coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, rapper, actor, and Academy Award-winning composer, Common.
Just such an eclectic series of celebrities that showed their support for this show.
Have a significant impact on the way we think and create.
It is so unique.
The next nominee,
so unique.
Best musical.
Like obviously In the Heights he'd started to introduce more sort of rap style in, but it is still a new, very contemporary style of show.
Genius rhymes and contemporary beats have inspired young and old to come to Broadway. Simply put, it's one of the greatest pieces of art ever made. Nominated for a record.
Don't think that's too big words, you know. It definitely is such a unique piece of art, which will be remembered for a long time.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story. I know that we can win. I know that greatness lies in you. But remember, from here on in, history has its eyes on you. History has its eyes on you.
Pause. I always find it funny when you hear, not funny, but when you listen to a statement like that, and so history has its eyes on you, you think of that as a statement. Okay, yes, it's just a lyric that's been written into a song, set into a particular context. But when you actually sort of think about it in a depth, you can imagine the fact that these people would never be able to grasp how their actions in a particular moment would literally have the people of the future forever looking back at it. So like one of George Washington's choices through that period will forever have the future looking at it. So he is history, and history has its eyes on him. Like, he is their history, and people do look at him. I know that probably doesn't quite make sense, but it's when you take a statement out of a song and you put it into a different context, or you really sort of think about it in a more in-depth manner, it's amazing where the thought process can take you. Because when it comes down to it, this musical is based on history. Yes, okay, it's definitely played with history a bit. It's not completely factual, but it, in a generalized sense, does follow the path of history. And I don't think anybody would really... they obviously never thought that their lives would soon become one of the most popular would a couple of 100 years later become one of the most famous musicals in the world. Like, there was no way that thought process ever would have come into their mindset, that history would look at them, the future would look at them in this manner, and would look back at them as such a important part of our history of America's history even. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, and play.
The Battle of Yorktown, 1781.
Monsieur Hamilton!
Monsieur Lafayette!
In command where you belong.
Are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field. We've had quite a run.
Immigrants.
We get the job done. So what happens if we win?
I go back to France. I bring freedom to my people if I'm given the chance.
We'll be with you when you do.
France had their revolution.
I'll see you on the other side.
Till we meet again. Let's go!
Shot. I am not thrown away, my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm not scrappy and hungry, and I'm not thrown away, my shot. I am not thrown away, my shot.
Till the world turns upside down.
Till the world turns upside down.
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. This is where it gets me. On my feet, the enemy ahead of me. If this is the end of me, at least I have a friend with me. Repping with my hands at command and my men with me. Then I remember my Elias is expecting me. Not only that, my Elias is expecting. So we gotta go, gotta get the job done. Gotta start a new nation, gotta meet my son. Take the bullets out your gun, the bullets out your gun. We move undercover and we move as one. Through the night we have one shot to live another day. We cannot let a stray gunshot give us away. We will fight up close, seize the moment and stay in it. It's either that or
Actually,
the business
just
end of a bayonet.
pause there. So I think, if I remember correctly, something actually unique about this performance. Now, normally in this performance they do actually have rifles as props, but I believe this performance took place the same night as the very tragic Pulse nightclub shootings in Florida, and as part of respect for what had happened that day, they decided to take the guns out of the performance. So if the movements look slightly unusual, it's because normally they would actually be holding these rifles as props during this performance. And play.
Bayonet, the code word is Rochambeau. Diggy, you have your orders now, go man, go. So the American experiment begins with my friends all scattered to the winds. Lawrence is in South Carolina, redefining bravery. We'll never be free until we end slavery. When we finally drive the British away, Lafayette is there waiting in Chesapeake Bay. How did we know that this plan would work? We had a spy on the inside, that's right.
Till a spying on the British government. I take the measurements, information, and then I smuggle it to my brother's revolutionary covenant. I run with the sons of liberty, and I am loving it. See, that's what happened.
One of the things I love about this show as well is what Lin-Manuel Miranda said about the Brits watching it, because he said it's very, very different seeing how the Brits react to it to how the Americans react to it. Because obviously there's a few small insults to the Brits along the way, well, the Brits at the time along the way. yeah, so this bit here, you can see where they used to have the weapons as part of the performance.
After a week of fighting, a young man in a red coat stands on a parapet.
We lower our guns as he frantically waves their white handkerchief.
And just like that, it's over. We tend to our wounded, we count our
I
dead.
love how they brought like their whole set to the Tony Awards. But I think this is a much bigger set than their stage would normally have as well, so...
I see George Washington smile. We escort the men out of Yorktown.
I don't know how Broadway is in comparison, but the West End theatres are very, very small, and famously so because of the space they were built into because of the age of them. I don't think anybody expected them to become as famous and as iconic as they did, so they never built them that big. And I don't know if Broadway theatres are that much bigger. I'd imagine they are a bit bigger than the West End are, but I know they're also very old. Obviously it's not as old as City.
Freedom for America, freedom for France!
I love this bit. I just love the harmonies.
We won, we won!
Pause that there. Yeah, so I really love the performance, really love the musical, so worth seeing live if you can, but if not, do go and make the most of the fact that it is recorded, it is on Disney Plus, and it is well worth a watch even in that format. If you've enjoyed this, then please give this video a like. If you have any recommendations as to any other musicals that I can go and react to, or any other music in general, please drop it in the comments down below. I'd love to know. And if you want to follow me for more videos in the future, then please subscribe to my channel. I'll try not to jump ahead of myself. I think faster than I speak sometimes. But cheers very much, guys, and see you soon.